Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Mele kalikimaka, everybody. It's the end of the year. We are about to ease into 2020, so I want to give you a roundup on the state of the art of smartwatches as we finish out 2019. Maybe help you figure out where we're going and what you might want to get next year. Now, what I'm going to do is show you my little 1-minute clips throughout this little video that gives you a real quick overview of all of them all at once so that you can kind of catch up with us. So here's a little piece on the LEMT. This is the LEMT. It's huge. It's the biggest watch in the world. Android 7.1.1 in this 2.86 diameter screen. 2,700 milliamp hour battery is claimed. However, it's been tested by the XDA folks at 2880 milliamp hours. This thing's going to last forever, even though it's as big as it is. You got your standard Android 7 stuff in here, notifications, all of that, including a really nice app drawer with lots of access to all of your apps. It's in beautiful steel, silver edging, or gunmetal black with a red button. Now, reaching way back earlier, we've got the LEMFO LEM4 Pro, much smaller watch, and it came out in, July of 2018, believe it or not. Here's a little bit about this one. Hey, would you dance a little jig if you found out that one of the fanciest, best Android smartwatches has been updated to Android 5.1? Has been enhanced with 1 gigabyte of onboard RAM, has 16 gigabytes of storage for movies and apps and sounds and whatever you like, has a full portfolio of incredible apps, including the one on the screen right now that you didn't even know about, and is available right now. Again, it's the LEM4 Pro. So those are the large format rectangular watches that are on the market. This year we also had 2 square watches come out, the LEMFO LEM10 and the LEM11. The 10 being an Apple look-alike watch, the 11 being an actual removable little chiclet, comes with an armband, its own power bank, and music player. Check these out. This is the LEMFO LEM10 rectangular Android 7.1.1 smartwatch with slightly redesigned screen layout, but otherwise identical to all the other Android 7.1.1 watches we've seen, including a set of stock apps that work with the 4G LTE inserted SIM when you put it in there, music players, calendars, fitness, that unfortunately is not integrated with the GPS on board. You have weather and, of course, translator, maps, and everything else. It's an all-inclusive Android watch, step count information, notifications in a rectangular package with a little knob here, a little button there, and a front-facing 2-megapixel camera. It's the LEMFO LEM10. This is the LEMFO LEM11. It's a standalone Android smartwatch phone in a unique package. It has all of your pedometer count information, standard notifications, app drawer, fitness, everything else, and it sits in a little cradle on your wrist. The module itself can be removed and inserted into a standalone music player that gives you access to anything you'd like to play, streaming YouTube, streaming music, whatever your choices. Things that you can install like TuneIn Radio, all of that available through Android apps directly from the Google Play Store. It's a very unique new implementation of smartwatch technology, Android 7.1.1, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage, and there's a less expensive, smaller version that has 1 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte. But it's available right now. Check it out, the LEMFO LEM11. Now we're going to turn to the round Android watches, and boy, do we have a bunch of these. I'm going to try to separate them into categories you can follow, starting with size of screen down. This by far is the largest screen, the LEMX, and it is over 2 inches. Underneath this one, we start to go down a little bit, and this is called the Thor 4 Pro. And one thing you'll notice on all of these, you can't see it here because they're not on, but you will in the videos, there's a little flat tire at the bottom of these round ones. So we go from a very large screen to a large screen, and then this gets reproduced in many ways. The Thor 4 Pro had one side camera over here, with a large screen. The screen was picked up by the Janus, and it added, in addition to the side camera, a front camera. So same size screens, one more camera. This one went hog wild into a whole bunch of other similar watches that had exactly the same 2-camera size screen feature, but slightly different cases, until along came the newest one, the Thor 5 Pro, which is exactly the same as all of these and has added a couple of features. An ambient screen mode that is always on. You can select whatever watch face you want as the primary face, and when it times out or you turn it off, it comes back to an ambient screen face. 2 cameras, large screen, and this time removable bands. So let's take a quick look at the little videos on each of these 4. This is new technology at its finest. New screen size, 2.03 inches. New layout, removable bands, IP67 waterproof. What is it? The LEMX. Pop some bubbles on that one. The first time we've seen Android 7.1.1 that gives you all kinds of new capabilities. You've got the app drawer. You've got all of your standard information, including weather, music, and cleanup. And, like we're talking about, this fancy new type of watch faces that allow you to use live wallpaper in the background. Fitness is on board for your step count, distance traveled, calories burned, and all sorts of stuff in the stock apps that come with it. Check this out, a whole different way of displaying them, like on the Apple. Boom! Yeah, lots of new features. 8-megapixel camera on this one, true 8-megapixel. Definitely something to check. It's called the LEMFO, LEMX. This is the Thor 4 Pro Android 7.1.1 smartwatch with brand new screen technology called LTPS LCD. Look at the angles you can go to and still read the screen. Edge to edge, totally, and a little flat tire on it. It implements the standard Android 7.1.1 OS with all the different things we're used to seeing, including your app drawer and your fitness section. It comes with this 1.6-inch screen and a special band, which is leather on the outside, hybrid TPU on the inside. It uses a nano SIM and is able to connect in 4G with most of the different countries, with some more advanced channels supported by the watch. Again, it's the Thor 4 Pro. This is the Janus Dual 4G smartwatch. It has dual cameras here, front-facing and side, and it's a 1.6-inch supersized Android smartwatch. It runs Android 7.1.1, and it does all the complement of things we've seen on this kind of a watch, including all your step count information, notifications, an app drawer with all the different options and things in it, and of course, your fitness activity as well. When you drop into camera, you see that you've got a nice side camera, and a tap on a button brings you to a front-facing camera. Hi, everybody. On a 1.6-inch large screen, almost identical to the Thor 4 Dual, but with a much bigger screen. It's a really sweet watch, definitely worth checking out. The Janus Dual 4G. This is the Thor 5 Pro. It's an Android standalone smartwatch phone. Bing! With face unlock. It just unlocked my watch with my face. You've got all the standard information you see on an Android 7.1.1 watch, including cleaning up the background information and a music player. Weather's on there as well. You've got notifications if they're pushed from your phone to your watch. You've got all kinds of apps in here, and you've got fitness information as well. In addition to all of this, you have your step count, calories burned, distance traveled, all on one screen, and a weekly average right here. Now, check this out. If you go into the settings, which is right here, and you go into the display, you can turn on always time. And when you have always time turned on, your watch face, when your watch time's out or you turn it off, will pop back up into an ambient display, and that is always on. When you tap to get out of it, bring up your default watch face, touch it, and either input your pattern or have it unlock automatically with face unlock. It's a very robust, very sophisticated 5-megabyte camera here, another one there. Beautiful band. On the inside, it's TPU, and on the outside, leather, and it ships with two bands, a brown one and a black one. It's the Thor 5 Pro. Now, all other round Android smartwatches not covered here with the larger screen ones have an Amoled 1.39-inch stock screen. No matter this one or this one, this huge looking watch has exactly the same size screen as this one. So, screen aside, if you don't like those larger ones with the flat tire on them and want the really bright AMOLED screen watches, this collection is a good introduction. Similar to the Janus and the Thor 5 Pro with two cameras is the Thor 4 Pro. Same basically, but with the smaller screen inside. Non-removable bands on this one, however, but we'll take a look at this in a little video clip, the Thor 4 Pro, if you want that face-fronting camera and side camera. Beyond that now, we get into a better build quality. Here's a solid steel one. This is called the X7. And I have a wire on here because I want to show you some of the different charging concepts as well. Up until now, most of these others use a straight 4-pin connector or a curved one or a little dock. But this one has this kind of a funny type of connector. One camera on the side, two buttons, and a standard AMOLED screen on it. We'll look at this one. Then we go to the KOSPET line. Now, KOSPET made some, and then they got into this Hope line, and well, this is the basic KOSPET Hope, and it has a 2-pin charging thing instead of 4 like all these other watches. That was a mistake, honestly. It could only charge, and you didn't have a way to transfer data to a computer. So under the SIM cover, hidden under here, this is the Hope Lite, this is the original Hope. You see there's a SIM cover right here. When you pull that off with a special wire that you really have to force in there, you can connect up and do data transfer. But you're always having to take the SIM cover off on them. But nonetheless, really nice watches, 1.39-inch screens, one camera, two buttons. Here is the little 1-minute look at all 5 of these. It's the Thor 4 Dual. That's right. Full dual cameras on this watch with an Android 7.1.1 standard layout of all of the different screens you expect, including full app drawer and fitness, integrated with GPS. And the cameras, simple as pressing and holding the side button and getting, wow, the front camera or switching it over to the side camera. Or 4 Dual. There you go. It's available right now. It's a really exquisite watch. It's got lots and lots of features, including 4G communications, and it works. Check it out. The Z-Blaze Thor 4 Dual. This is the Finau X7. It's an Android 7.1.1, 4G defaulting to 3G, standalone smartwatch phone with Wi-Fi, cellular, Bluetooth, all the things you've come to know and expect, including notifications pushed from your phone, your step count, calories burned, and distance traveled with weekly summaries, your overall apps that can be displayed in circles or in linear fashion, and a whole bunch more. It's 2 buttons, one being an SOS function when you push and hold that will make a phone call and send a text to a number that you've specified. It's got a camera on the side, solid build quality, leather band, and solid stainless steel back, sides, everything. Really nice Android standalone watch, the Finau X7. This is the Hope Watch from KOSPET. It's an Android watch running Android 7.1.1 with all the configurations we're used to seeing on these watches. It's got full complement of apps. It's got full complement of sports. It has step count with a weekly average and your daily information. But beyond that, this watch is amazing. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM installed in it. It stores 32 gigabytes of data. It has nano SIM and a 2-point charging system. And it has removable bands and is fully waterproof. It's really something to take a look at, the KOSPET Hope. This is the Hope Lite. It's an Android standalone smartwatch phone that's identical to the Hope, which we reviewed earlier. The Hope has 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of total storage. This one is the same watch, but with 1 gigabyte of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. Other than that, all the apps are the same. The fitness is the same. Everything else is identical. Really nice watch, really nice construction, waterproof, removable bands. Check it out. The Hope Lite. This is the KOSPET Optimus Pro. It's a sweet Android 7.1.1 smartwatch with all the typical applications, your step count information, your notifications of pushes from the phone, a complete app drawer with a lot of fun stuff automatically built into it, and fitness section as well. The fitness is not integrated with the GPS, however, so you're not able to track anything like runs and walks and cycling and hiking against GPS. It uses pedometer. For now, there should be a firmware update coming later. And with an 8 gigabyte camera on the side, it supports photography and also has a thing called long standby, which is a new bracelet mode in these dual processor watches you can get to from the app or from pressing and holding here. You can activate an always time option, which will keep the time screen on if you have it turned on, and when you switch to it, you have access to 3 different screens. The first being the time screen with heart rate, steps walked, and calories burned. Another press gets you to your fitness information, and finally a heart rate screen. It's a sweet watch, carbon fiber construction, nice TPU band. And what's Mr. Tick's absolute favorite round Android smartwatch so far? This one, the KOSPET Prime. This is the KOSPET Prime. It's a new technology Android smartwatch that offers instant face unlock. It's got the standard Android characteristics to it. You have 4G capability, and I do have a SIM card in this one, Bluetooth connectivity, your power level, all in color with brand new page of color icons as well for your sleeping and silent mode and brightness and airplane mode and twist your wrists and cellular connectivity, GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. You've got a cleanup section, and you've got music, and one more swipe gets you to weather. You also have your notifications, your app drawer here, which can be in linear fashion like this, or you can switch it over to the Apple bubble style, which is really cool and really works like so. In addition to all of that, you've got your step count information, summary, daily activity information in here, and of course, you've got fitness as well built into here, and the fitness is integrated to GPS. You've got a side and a front-facing camera, and with that camera, you're able to do the video chatting, and hello, come here, camera. Video chatting, video log. This is the side camera right here, and I can switch it there. And of course, it's got the face unlock capability as well. It's a basic 2 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel camera, both being up interpolated, and it works really well. It is the KOSPET Prime Face Unlock 1.6-inch IPS screen, 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of memory, and an amazing 1200 plus milliamp hour battery. I'm getting about twice the life out of this one as I do out of any other ones. Check it out. So where are we going for 2020? Well, it's anybody's guess, but I'm going to make one. I'm going to guess we're going to refine what we see already here in these watches. We're going to add some more incredible watch faces, like this one from Alrod. By the way, check the show notes for all kinds of faces in different sizes for square, rectangular, round watches from Alrod and others. Custom faces are definitely the way to go to supplement what you've got. So we'll see more watch faces. We'll see more refinement on these Apple look-alike kind of square watches, hopefully, and perhaps the bigger rectangular ones as well. In the round arena, one thing I know for sure is coming back is this screen. You notice this is a larger full-color screen, and unlike the others, when it's out in the bright sunlight, it doesn't completely wash out. The colors wash out. It goes to kind of a gray, blue, and white appearance, but it's still fully visible outside. This only made an appearance on 2 watches, the Thor Pro and the i3, and it never showed up in 2019. We're looking for 2020 to bring back this watch, bring back more cameras, definitely not just a side camera, but a front-facing one so you can do video chat outdoors. Yeah, that's one thing that's coming, and a lot more. If you've got ideas on what you'd like to see on a full-fledged Android smartwatch, put them in the comments down below. Our vendors, our watch developers, the tech community, read these things, and you could have your voice heard. I know, we all want Bluetooth calling coming back to these Android 7 watches. We want Android 8. We'd like 5G when it's available, and definitely removable bands, fully waterproof. Yeah, 2020 should be an incredible year. You guys have a beautiful season, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. This is the i3. It's a full Android smartwatch running Android 5.1 with 16 gigabytes of storage and a 1.54-inch extra large screen, color, and under direct sunlight, still readable, even though it more or less switches to black and white. You can see it indoors or outdoors.